check the barometer. The air in the valley has gone sour tonight. I'm hauling a heavy consist, but the weight, it's all wrong. It's not just the phantom weight of Sector 7, and it's not just the copper debt pulling at my axles. It's all of it. It's like the valley itself is leaning against my locomotive, trying to push me off the rails and into the dirt. I was at the depot earlier, and I saw something that made my blood turn to slush. Every single manifest on the board, doesn't matter if it was coal, logs, or steel, had that same chalk mark in the corner. A 7 inside a circle. The yardmaster wouldn't even look at me. He just handed me the keys and said, "Finish the loop, driver." Tonight, the tracks are hungry. As I pulled out of the yard, the radio didn't just play static. It played a recording of me. I heard my own voice from weeks ago, telling you all about the lead line manifest. But in the background of the recording, I could hear something else, a low, rhythmic breathing that wasn't there when I recorded it. Something has been listening to our tales. Something has been riding with us in the cab all along. We're entering the deep woods now, approaching kilometer 18, the brush breakers' territory. But the forest isn't silent tonight. It's screaming. The wind is whistling through the pines, and it sounds exactly like a steam whistle. Not a mimic, but a chorus of 1,000 dead engines. I looked into the tree line, and I didn't just see the brush breaker. I saw dozens of them. They were standing perfectly still, like a guard of honor, their eyes glowing with that same sapphire blue as the static conductor's lantern. And there, standing right on the edge of the ravine, was a man in a tattered company uniform. He wasn't holding a lantern. He was holding a copper coin. He tossed it into the air. I didn't see where it landed, but the second it hit the ground, my cab door flew open. The wind didn't rush in, cold did. A cold so deep it felt like it was coming from the center of a glacier. The radio screamed one final time, "Signal 12 is clear. Bring them home." But there is no Signal 12. There is only the Grand Junction, the place where all the lost tracks of the valley meet. I looked in my rearview mirror, and the heart of my train was gone. My cars were still coupled, but they were transparent. I could see the trees and the stars through the steel containers. And hooked to the back of my train was a locomotive I didn't recognize. An old S-282 steam engine, blacker than the night, breathing embers that burned blue. It wasn't pushing me, it was fusing with me. I could feel the heat of its firebox against my back. I could hear the ghosts of the miners from Tunnel 13 shoveling coal into a ghost fire. They weren't looking for pay anymore. They were looking for a way out. We were the lead engine of a funeral procession 5 miles long. Sector 7 wasn't a basement, folks. It was a gateway, and all those empty containers we've been hauling, they weren't empty. They were full of the things the valley had trapped over the last 100 years. They were using my engine, my life, as the key to unlock the gate. The harbor lights are ahead, but they aren't yellow. They're blue. The whole yard is glowing with static electricity. I saw Highball Harrison standing on the platform. He's not a ghost, he's just tired. He signaled for me to keep the throttle pinned. "Don't stop at the buffers," he yelled. "If you stop now, the debt is never paid." I slammed the throttle into notch 8. The engine roared, a sound that was half diesel and half steam scream. We hit the end of the line, the buffers came rushing up, but we didn't crash. For a split second, the tracks extended out over the water, made of pure, white light. We flew. We rode the air like it was steel. And then, with a sound like a thunderclap, the weight vanished. The steam engine behind me evaporated. The ghosts in the woods vanished. The radio went dead silent. I'm sitting in the harbor now. The sun is just starting to peek over the horizon. My engine is idling normally. My manifest is gone. The chalk marks are gone. But when I looked at my hand, I saw it, a single blue glowing spark dancing on my fingertip before it winked out. Season 1 is over. The debt is paid. But the valley doesn't forget a driver who knows its secrets. I think I've earned a rest. But I can still hear that whistle in the distance, calling me back for the next haul.